Texas anyway. Too much construction all at one time in the most horrible places at the most horrid times they pick.
No backup plan, no backup way for you to get one place. Very annoying. I'll go north anytime. South, forget it.
Yeah, right. Forget about it. So
you want me to know
that's
what?
Yeah, you want me where? When you get to the point where these spirit guides and the guardian angels and all that, of course we believe in all that. But here's where people have kind of a mixed feelings about reincarnation. Some people are totally for it and believe in it, and others are like, I don't think so. When you're dead, you're dead. What are your thoughts on it? Because for me, just real quick, I do believe in reincarnation. I believe we do have other lives. I don't know how many we get. I've heard 9.
Yep.
Just like cats, which is kind of weird.
That's
but
how I came up with that.
Where do you stand in all that, if you don't mind sharing with us?
I try to be neutral on that, and I'll tell you why. Because as a researcher, you cannot have an opinion one way or another because you're going to miss the evidence as it comes in. At first, a Christian person, I'm like, no, absolutely not, no way. Because, there's the theory that you are, when you go into a life review, you don't really go to heaven or hell. You go into almost what a Catholic would call purgatory. And your life is reviewed, and then you're sent back to do it again. And you get like 9 tries to do it again. My question is, what happens if you screw up the 9th time? Anyway,
you can't get it right 9 tries, then what?
Yeah,
what happens to you at that point?
What if you're not really a bad person? You're just kind of stupid,
Yeah, you just can't. You are hard-headed, thick-skulled, or just plain dumb that you can't get it in 9 trials. That you had to go through the same crap.
But see, therein lies my fence sitting, because in my mind I've seen so many times where I've gone, I have done this before.
Yeah.
Why do I have this? Why do I have that? Why do I live? I'm a female. I've always been a female, but I have this brute strength of a guy half the time, and I've always had the ability to think like that. If I need it done, just get the hell out. Get the heck out of the way, and I'll do it myself.
You can say whatever. You can even drop the F-bomb if you do. It's no big deal.
I'm like, and so I told the guy the other day, I can put my own windows in, my own doors in, build my own walls. What do I need you for? And it sounded terrible, but it's just the way I've always been. I've just always been kind of independent that way. And then I get to wondering, I wonder if that's because, according to reincarnation, maybe I was a guy at some point. I don't know. But you wonder. You got to wonder what caused these experiences in your mind that you've done, but you've never done them.
Well, so talking about your strength and knowing how to do all this stuff and get out of my way, you have to remember back in the day, females pretty much did a lot of the stuff. Took care of the kids and the house and everything.
True.
When the guys were away, at war or getting food or whatever the hell the case may be. Yeah. Right, so you could have been one of them chicks that were like, I know how to use this freaking axe. Get your ass out of my way, man. Let me show you how it's done.
I had an old Belgian. He used to pull the wood out of the ravine up north, and then we'd pull that wood all the way from because the tractor couldn't go over there. You'd take over. So I'd pull that old Percheron. I'd pull that piece of wood out of the ravine, drag it up to the house. I'd split it, and we use it to heat the house. I've lived like a pioneer, almost dang near Amish, but it's just, how would I know how to do that? Where does that instinct come from? I didn't live like that. My relatives didn't live like that a long, long time ago, maybe, but, that's not how my parents lived. So
right.
You got to wonder, where does this instinct come from? Yes, it's a survival instinct, but you would think that through time and as spoiled as we've gotten as a society, that instinct would go away.
Yeah.
Just like a wild cat. You get enough generations on that wild cat, it's not so wild anymore.
Right.
It doesn't even know how to live in the, it doesn't even know how to live in the wild. Well, why don't we tame down like that? We get awful polluted with all this nifty, handy, push-a-button stuff,
Oh, I'm telling you, like Miranda Lambert says, I wish it was still automatic. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff has gotten a little too damn easy, and we're getting a little too big for our britches, I think, as a society, and getting too spoiled, and we forget, you know, the roots of where all this came from, and that's where we're getting off track, and we got to get back to basics, so to speak.
I agree. I do.
But you know, you've been doing this for quite a while, so tell us kind of your scariest experience. Like, when were you about to pee your pants the most?
That's definitely the demon.
Okay.
My now ex, but my husband at the time, he was involved with a lot of this. He didn't see the demon because I had put him on a plane at 3:00 that afternoon, and he went to Philadelphia. But, you know, he wouldn't ghost hunt with him. When I moved down here, he went to one or two. He went to Eastern State Penitentiary and a couple others, and then he quit. And I'm like, you know, you're always complaining because we don't do things together. Why aren't you coming ghost hunting anymore? He goes, well, because it's boring. And I'm like, boring? He goes, once you've been at the mansion, sure, and anything like that. So,
right.
The scariest thing, you know, I could handle the weird stuff that handed there. I mean, like, you know, my keys would disappear and reappear, and then my bowls would walk off the counter, and I just had all kinds of things that happened there. But that demon was the epitome of everything. I don't think I've ever been as scared as I was there. I couldn't move.
Wow.
Literally what happened is I put my husband on the plane at 3:00. My girls went to some friend's house for a birthday party, and then it was just me and my son, who was about 10 then. And we turned in for the night, and I was spending the night in my daughter's room because the heat in my room still wasn't working. Like I said, it was an old house, so we were in the process of restoring it. So I just shut the door to my bedroom and then went to the tower room where my daughter's room was. And I could see everything from that room. Could see his room door, my room door, the main staircase, and then into the bathroom. And as I'm sitting there taking my shoes off, getting ready for bed, I look up because the door handle on my door, click, opens. And I'm like, what the heck? Look up, and my husband steps out. No, I'm going, yeah, I'm like, my brain's like, what? As I'm watching this thing walk out my door, it's walking kind of slow. I don't even know if it shut the door or not, but it walked out and got to about the middle of where my landing was at the top of the stairs. As it's walking out of the door, it starts turning colors. It turns from his normal white color. It's still tall and big, like normal 6'4" and very, very big guy.
Right.
But then it starts turning kind of a brown color, brownish, reddish color. I noticed things like the forehead's more protrusive, the mouth region is more protrusive. There's two little horn-type nubby things on the forehead. The eyes are squintier. And then it stops at the top of the staircase. And it kind of does like an about turn. You know how military turns kind of like eek and...
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now headed towards the bathroom, buck naked, of course, and has like these little spiky things coming out of the back and two nubby things coming out of the shoulders, which I assume were the beginnings or something of wings. But it's by that time it's turned into whatever it's going to be, and I can't move. All I can do is stare at it, and I wanted to move. My brain is like, get up. You know, I just wanted to grab my son and get out of it, but I couldn't move. I don't know if I'm enthralled.
I've been that way before. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, I cannot. And so it's walking towards the bathroom. It gets into the bathroom and jumps up on the ledge of this bathroom window we had, which stood probably a good 3 foot off the floor. It was very tall ceilings, and this window was tall and skinny, typical old tall skinny with the little bubbly glass on it, and it jumps up on the windowsill. Now, mind you, it's cold outside, so that window is closed, but no breaking glass, no nothing. Gets up in the windowsill and flies out. And I can hear it go kind of whoosh as it kind of glides or something out of that windowsill. And so about the time I heard the whoosh, my brain let me go, and I went to stand up and grab my shoes, which was stupid. I should have just, ran out. And I look up, and there it is. And I hadn't heard a thing that time. And it's sitting in the windowsill. and it's looking at me now. So I know it sees me, and it's like smiling, snarly teeth, smile, red, squinty eyes. I mean, everything a demon and plus some that you would imagine. And it's sitting there looking at me, and it knows I see it. And I, here I am. I'm froze again. Great, can't get going. I figure it's going to kill me because it can see me. So now it's it's sitting on this windowsill one leg at a time. You can tell it's toying with me because one leg at a time it gets down off that windowsill like slow-mo, and it starts to walk out of the bathroom again. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm dead. It's coming towards me. I can't move the damn legs. And all the things that are going through your brain. And here it is. This was early 2004, and all of this is in my brain. I've forgotten nothing. And as it's walking towards me, I'm like in a sheer panic, I'm dead. It stops at the top of the staircase again and does another about turn and faces my bedroom door. And as it does that, it starts turning back into my husband. This time it doesn't even, I must have shut the door because it walked through the door. And this time, it walks through the door, doesn't even open the door, just walks right through in the form of my husband. And, so now, I got my shoes in one arm, and I'm running for my son's bedroom door, which is the first one on the right, and I hear him let out a holler. Those two rooms, my master bedroom and his room, I'm assuming were planned for the nursery to be attached to the master bedroom because the closet was open between the two rooms. You could reach both rooms through the closet. So whatever that thing was came through the closet, and my son, it hovered over my son, he said, and he said he felt the weight of it, and he doesn't remember exactly how he broke free of it, but he said about the time, and it must have been like split second, because when he screamed, I just had reached the door to grab the knob, and he was already yanking that door out of my hand. He was literally ran right into me trying to get out of that room. And so grabbed him and my shoe still under my arm, and we left, and we spent the weekend at a friend's house because I couldn't stay. And I knew my husband was going to be gone all weekend, and so that was that. That happened a lot because we couldn't sleep there. There was always something going on in that house that you could not sleep. It wore you down. So, like I said, if I'd known now that some of those stressors that were going on, there were definite indicators in the house. It was a breakdown of the cohesiveness in the family, strife, struggle, a bipolar husband who didn't know he was bipolar. That was hell on wheels. I'm saying he was hell on wheels. And so I know now that whether it was a tear or a whatever, that's what brought that negativity and that brought that creature in. But I've never been scared and frozen again, never. And that was it.
Well, that would probably do it for me. I don't know if I would be just frozen. I might have to go change my britches after that incident, Yeah. That would probably scare the mess clean out of me, for sure, because I've never seen anything quite like that. I think when I saw my best friend before, he actually passed, he was upstairs, right above me, and I swear to you that he was standing in my door, leaning against the door frame, looking at me with this blank look. I couldn't really see his face because of the shading of the light that was coming in, but it was his hair, it was his hands, it was his feet, it was his sweats that he was wearing, everything. And it was his doppelganger, or his, what they said, possibly an astral projection of him checking on me.
I think that's what they call a crisis apparition.
Okay.
It's a crisis apparition, something that happens during stressful times, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a person that's died or is dying or passing over. Sometimes it happens when there's someone's been in an accident or something, but or something stressful is happening within a family member or a friend. But I think that might have been what you experienced as a crisis apparition.
Well, it was crazy, and I know that I was already into the paranormal. I'd already started FEAR. And I started that because of my mom. You know, we all have our whys, and I wanted to contact my mom. Well, then when my best friend called and said, look,